alimentary canal first. So we have our entire mouth, the oral cavity. Inside the mouth, we have your tongue. We have your hard palate, which is where you have the bone. And then in the back, we have our soft palate. In addition, we have right here in yellow, the uvula. And then down here, we have your palatine tonsil. Then we move our way through the pharynx. The pharynx is this entire region here, and we have three parts to the pharynx. We have the nasopharynx, the oropharynx, and the laryngopharynx. After the pharynx, we head down our long tube, the esophagus. This is the entire thing of the esophagus. After the esophagus, we reach our stomach. We enter the stomach through a sphincter on top. The sphincter is the cardiac sphincter, but it's also called the gastroesophageal or lower esophageal sphincter. We go through the stomach. The stomach has two curvatures, the greater curvature and the lesser curvature. From there, we exit the stomach through the pyloric sphincter. Once we leave the stomach through the pyloric sphincter, we are now into the small intestine. The small intestine has three segments to it. So the very first segment of the small intestine is called the duodenum. After the duodenum, you move into the second segment of the small intestine, which is the jejunum. And then the final segment of the small intestine is the ileum. The ileum will lead us into the large intestine. So this here again is the ileum. This is the ileum. This is the large intestine. Specifically, we have the cecum. So the sphincter between right here is called the ileocecal sphincter. Again, it's between the ileum of the small intestine and the cecum of the large intestine. Down here is the appendix. Now if we want to follow the colon has four parts to it. We have the ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, and when we start to curve, we now enter down here what's called the sigmoid colon. After the sigmoid colon, we now enter into the rectum, and then at the very bottom of the rectum, we have our anus. And the anus has on either side the anal sphincter. Now moving to the accessory digestive organs, we have the liver, which is this entire red thing right here, and it has different lobes to it, different sections. Inside the liver, we find the gallbladder in green, and the gallbladder empties the bile through the cystic duct right here. The other accessory organ we want to see is the pancreas. So this entire thing is the pancreas, and this white down the middle that almost looks like a fishbone, that's going to be the pancreatic duct, which empties the pancreatic juice right into the small intestine.
Thank you, Professor.